So for the 4th of July, I have to have 4 to 7 hot dogs and 12 Bud Lights, somewhere like in the middle of that. Like that's my 4th of July. What does your 4th of July look like?
My 4th of July, for sure, I've got to have an Uncle Sam costume on hand.
For you to wear?
Yeah, like pre-fireworks. I've always got that with either my brother or a friend, whoever will wear it. And hot dogs, of course, too.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, how many? How many you?
1 to 2. Okay. Likely 2,
Any
maybe 3.
Bud Lights or no?
Nah, okay. Not so much. I'm not a beer girl. I know you guys like your beer, but maybe a wine or something else.
Yeah, nice.
Tend to stick.
Sally, what do you got?
I mean, you guys are describing 4th of July like it's a national holiday or something, and I have never had a hot dog in my life, so I can't really project what I'm going to be doing on this day because it means nothing to me, I guess.
We can't hear. What are you saying?
Oh shit. Let's get into the show.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Manly Things.
I haven't sung it in a while.
Sing it. Respect.
Wow.
Menswear podcast where we're talking about all things menswear. My name is Evan Simonich, celebrity menswear stylist. Sally.
I am Sally, and I help people create their custom car tags. My most recent one was Shawty, but it's with that like lisp. Shawty.
Is that a Philly
it's
lisp?
SC. No.
Okay, just
I made it up.
got you. And we have. Go ahead.
We have a very special. You introduced our last guest. I'm going to introduce this
please,
guest. We have a very special guest, Becca.
Yes.
Hi guys. Hello. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Becca Singer, who just came into my life about like 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. I've known her brother for a very long time. Shout out Ryan Singer. It's never just Ryan. It's always Ryan Singer. I explain that to her. But no, we have Becca on. She has a great TikTok presence, styling virtually and online, which
much
is
better than mine.
Fascinating. What your TikTok presence?
Yeah, mine's worthless. I don't do anything for
See,
anybody.
You're
actually doing things
you're
for
not
people.
Helping anyone. Yeah.
You're bringing the entertainment. That's what matters.
No,
it's
too
good.
much of that.
You're bringing smiles. That matters.
Before we get into everything, what are you wearing?
Okay. So today I'm wearing a Jacquemus top that I actually got on sale recently.
From where? So it was Jacques Mamousse.
Yes.
From where?
Just online. I got it on like Moda Operandi.
Okay.
And then I'm wearing these jeans from C New York.
Okay.
And then ballet flats from Jeffrey Campbell.
Nice.
And that's kind of it. It's really hot right now in LA.
It is nasty.
It's like trying to figure out what to wear for inside that also works for outside. So I like the crop look.
I'm gonna say something real quick.
Sure.
I also have to say something really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
First.
I do want jewelry wise. What are you wearing? Is that like a car?
He said, "Hey, I think I see something."
Yeah, you
over
can say
there.
talk about your jewelry real quick. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wearing kind of like my daily stack though. Honestly, mainly I wear an Apple Watch, but today I went a little nicer and wore my my analog.
Wait, question though, real quick. The Apple Watch with the like the band, like the sometimes you see like a watch band on an Apple Watch. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
You mean like this kind of band?
Yeah.
Oh,
when you see someone on there, like, it's like like what kind of Rolex is that? And
right.
then it's like, oh wait, it's an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm all like athletic band. I just go big or go home.
It makes the most sense, I think.
Good.
But you have to wear it. You wear a watch. I don't know. Are you wearing a watch?
I normally do, but not today.
He's got nice watches.
It leaves a watch tan. I don't know if you've
It's-
got this issue, but
yeah, 100%,
you have to wear
100%
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What are you wearing?
Well, real quick before I'm gonna get into what I'm wearing. Yeah.
I also
no, the attention's gonna be on
something
you.
to say
Yeah,
too.
I know she's driving. Yeah. I have a friend, Stephanie Stumbaugh, who might be listening, maybe not. She always hated pocketless jeans. So I noticed you were wearing pocketless jeans today, but they're actually way better. They have like the outline of a pocket.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that is acceptable in terms of the whole pocketless
Okay,
jeans
wait,
thing.
but the front has pockets.
Yeah, but the back.
Yeah. No, the back is like, I don't know if anyone can
There's
see
nothing
it, but
back there. We don't need to show that.
There's no pocket.
Yeah, but there's no pocket, but the shade of it is there. So yeah. essentially you beat the whole pocket list gene.
Yeah,
which is
thank
good.
you.
Like, please don't take this offensively. But when I saw them, it reminded me of that designer who did the pea stain jeans recently.
God.
Okay. I did see that. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
there's a designer that did jeans with pea stains.
Yeah.
And
It just hit the Paris, the Fashion Week, runway at some point.
it was a hit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
Yours
like it.
look much better than that.
This is I just sat in water look.
I like
So yeah, nothing to see.
I'm wearing a Phipps button-up shirt. This is like the what I would wear to like a rodeo. Phipps button-up shirt, Wrangler jeans, Takova's boots, and the Cartier watch. We'll shout
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
We're breaking the fourth wall now. We just shot an episode before this.
We're really fifth wall, really. Go ahead.
He was wearing a different watch 30 minutes ago.
I did, and to make sure I wore the different watch, I put it in my pocket because I wanted to make sure that I wore it because it goes better with this look. I was just saying that. Go ahead, denim chambray Canadian tuxedo.
I finally pulled it off. This is what I was trying to do all day. I'm going to start from the bottom first. Margiela Tabby cowboy boots. I didn't fuck it up saying I didn't. Oh man, I fucked up the last.
No, it looks good. It looks good.
Then I got my Levi's baggy jeans, tank top from Target, and then I just stole this from Chris Hemsworth back there. It's an All Saints shacket.
What's funny is I didn't even know that was back there. So another one, all yours, man. Take it if you want. Do you want a pair of cowboy boots? Because you have worn the Margiela a lot.
You gave me those ostrich ones, which I wish they fit me, but it was for that. Remember when I did the Hulu thing?
The Justified thing? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted them to fit so badly, but they didn't. Hey, have you got a pair that'll fit?
Yeah, we'll find a way. Glasses wise, where are your glasses from?
They're vintage LA Eyeworks.
I like them. I like them. Okay, Becca. TikTok.
Yes.
When did you? Okay,
Can I take this?
Oh yeah,
because I actually know what I'm talking about.
I know.
You're about to be like, back
in
my days, we didn't have any internet.
Well, I was gonna even ask like, when did you download the app?
Oh my gosh.
But okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
She might have done it fairly recently. I don't know. Go ahead, take it, TikTok guy.
Okay, so. When did you download the app?
Oh my gosh. Okay, good question. Because back in my day, they never had TikTok.
Thank you.
No, I'm kidding. So historically, I've always kind of had a TikTok, but recently I downloaded created a separate account for styling specifically.
Great.
Before that, I had more of just a personal page, posting just like everyday life and things like that. And so kind of started taking this page more seriously about 6 or 7 months ago.
Yeah.
Very cool. When you were on your personal page, did you ever test anything out regarding styling and fashion and like outfit of the day posts?
I did. Yeah. So that kind of actually is my spark for how I created this page to begin with.
Okay.
I think we touched on this before a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about this, yeah.
But on that page, I was working somewhere else previously in a whole other career and created these kind of goofy pickleball shirts and started to...
Was like a brand though?
Yeah, so it's my own brand that I was just doing for fun, just for kind of giggles.
Funny. Shits and giggles.
Yeah. Pardon my not French, you're French. And it kind of ticked off a little bit and people seem to like it. I'm a big pickleball player. I don't know if you guys are pickleball players.
I don't know anything about it. Can you describe
it? It's more of a tennis guy myself.
Ooh, okay.
But,
so a hater for pickleball?
Oh shit.
I've actually just never even picked up a pickleball paddle. So yeah.
I think you'd like it because Yeah, the barrier for being good at pickleball is a lot lower than tennis, and people call it glorified ping pong. So it's basically similar in that it's a plastic ball with a paddle, similar to ping pong, but you play it on a smaller court than a tennis court, and typically with 4 people, so it's less strenuous and more fun.
Is it indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
So
both are indoor courts.
Were you designing shirts for like competitors?
No, so these are more just graphic tees that kind of caught the funny essence of pickleball. So they're more quirky and punny. and I think it struck
is there like a quote or like something on the shirts that?
Yeah, so one of the main rules of pickleball, stay out of the kitchen. And so that was my first graphic, which was I took pickles and I put them on a tennis court and had a chef on the side saying, stay out of the kitchen. And he was pointing at the pickles playing pickleball. And that's kind of what sparked interest in the shirts. And again, I wasn't doing that as a job. I was just doing it for fun, and people started buying them when I listed them. And for me, that was my first time of doing something in the kind of fashion styling realm. And once I pursued that more and more, I started realizing, like, do I like the design, or do I like the actual like community of meeting people and styling them with these shirts and how they feel when they're wearing them? And to put an answer to a short question or a long answer to a short question.
Did you go to school for like graphic design? Like, I know you went to USC, correct?
I did, yeah.
What did you study there?
I actually studied film at USC. Whoa. So I don't have any graphic design experience. I worked with a graphic designer who was amazing. And he kind of was my right-hand man in creating the designs. And I just did the socials for it. I did the idea for it and kind of the branding of it.
Amazing.
But my background is in film. That's what I did career-wise after I graduated school. That's what I was doing when I started my brand. And I pivoted, so I no longer am in entertainment, but that's what I was doing.
So we've sort of like planted ourselves right in the middle of your life. Before we get into now, let's go back to the beginning. Who are you? Where are you from? Where do you come from?
Sure.
Wait, that was so redundant. Who are you? Where are you from? Oh, this is so bad.
You got it. You got it. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I am from Los Angeles.
Another local.
An LA local. Though I did have a stint in New York. I lived in the city for middle school and high school.
Oh wow!
And,
cool.
Yeah, that's different. I was expecting like after college or after high school or something like that.
No, so cool. I did middle school and then the first half of high school there, and then moved back to LA for the end of high school and then college at USC.
Amazing.
And what's the other question?
Well, let's go back to your stint in New York. What was it like schooling in New York, and did you develop any sort of fashion instinct or sense that threw you off from what you know in California? Because you're in your very formative years and like switching environments completely.
Right. Yeah. So moving to New York was kind of interesting because I, as we mentioned, my brother, I'm very close with him, and he was going to be moving to school. We didn't know where, but I did know that I didn't want to be in LA if he wasn't here, because he is my best friend. And it was sad to me at the time as like I don't know, however old I was, 6th grader. So I secretly applied to my middle school there and got in. Then I showed my mom, and we ended up moving, which is kind of a funny story.
Because he went to NYU?
He went to Columbia.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but so that's kind of like the weird story of how we got there. But
that's amazing.
So at the time, in my like formative time, I think I was more ballsy. So
oh my God, are you telling me? Holy shit.
But I definitely like the thread, I think, for fashion was there. I had like a little blogspot blog that I posted like Fashion Week and stuff on, and kind of the before blogs were a thing. And
you've been in this game for a while,
seriously,
then. Sort of like undercover.
Maybe undercover. Yeah. And so being there, I think, was really a cool experience, given that in a like city where every part of the world comes together, it was cool to like be young and feel like more able to like take risks and stuff and not really care what people thought. But just a different experience than being in LA.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So fast forwarding through your time at USC, when did you graduate?
I graduated in 2019.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Perfect time. You didn't have to go through school during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was not good for people.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It was the last year.
What happened after school with your film degree? Did you have any jobs on set? Did you venture elsewhere?
Yeah, I did. So I kind of had a couple different goes. I started working with a woman who was like a executive producer for smaller TV movies, but she was amazing and was a real mentor to me. And then from there, I started working in production at a studio for a couple years, and I really liked it, but it wasn't really super creative.
And this is all in LA, right?
Yeah, this is all in LA.
Is this what you kind of studied though? Like, did you want to be behind the scenes, or were you almost like want to be an actress or something like that?
No, I never really wanted to be in front of the camera.
Okay.
I always knew that I wanted to do something creative. I wanted to be behind the scenes.
Doing well in front of the camera.
Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, I always knew that I wanted it to have something to do with storytelling, with people, and like reaching out to people, but I didn't really know where it would take me. But it wasn't necessarily production.
Wow.
In any way, did your interest in fashion bleed back into your life? Or were you consistently posting on your blog spot, or did you commit any of your socials to your fashion?
At that time, no. Other than my blog, and this was in like 7th and 8th grade.
That's insane,
awesome.
Dude.
But there wasn't really
you were an insane kid.
Awesome. But it was my friends. Like that's who was reading it. It wasn't like there was Instagram or anything really yet to promote that. So it was really just my friends that were mainly here reading it and being like, oh, that's so cool, or whatever, or just being like, miss you. And so I don't know if that answered your question, but
a little bit. Did that influence you, that those interactions with your friends giving you like feedback or praise off of your posts, did that influence you any way in the future? You held on to that in any way?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the like inkling for wanting to be in something creative is what came from that. And also like a willingness more so to like feel comfortable wearing pieces that I feel like are cool, or kind of celebrating when people do the same. I think that maybe the thread was lost for a second when I started going the entertainment route instead of
that's what it sounds like,
sticking with style or fashion. But I think it's always kind of been there.
And I'm glad that you got back into it because your style is so fucking sick.
Oh my God. Well, you guys too. I feel like, especially we're surrounded by such cool clothes.
Yeah.
I know, it's overwhelming.
So do you have an appreciation for both like women's wear and men's wear? Have you styled both like men and women?
I have. Yeah. So I kind of do target both audiences on my TikTok page and on my Instagram pages. Most of my clients so far have been women.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that I'm not open to styling men and interested in it.
Are we about to do a collab?
Oh, maybe. Yes. I like it.
Now let's
only
if
Pluto's involved.
When I graduated LMU, I had a website. I had like a blog. I created a brand called Auditory in college, and I created like a whole same exact thing where like maybe 10 people were noticing what I was putting online, but they're all friends. And like, I remember like one of my friends getting mad at me because I like crushed like the Beatles, saying that they were overrated. And you were like, you host like a music fashion podcast, or a website. You can't say that the Beatles suck. I was like, well, so you do pay attention. Thank you for paying attention. So yeah, we're cut from the same cloth in terms of like that whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I would like to emulate your growth into your styling career. Yeah. So that's good to know that maybe I'm on the right path.
That's nice of you to say. Well, so we had met because I know you wanted to get into the whole like fashion world and what was the next steps. I'm glad you didn't take any of my advice because you obviously went the TikTok route, and I know nothing about TikTok or the whole social media aspect of things. I even got you somewhere into like Carla Welch and her world, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And you said no to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. It was a really difficult decision for me, and it wasn't something that I
And I'm not like putting you to the fire. I'm like,
yeah,
because I'm glad where you are now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said no, because then it would have been, you know, you would have been.
Seems like a much more independent venture. Even though here we are, guys. We don't know anything about anything that we're talking about. So here's the big question. What do you do on TikTok?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
What is it that you do?
Yeah, so mainly on my TikTok, I curate a selection of outfits for a particular theme or a certain event or, I don't know, a time of year or something like that. And it's sometimes a source from ideas that people will provide on the app. And I'll usually create around 3 to 4 outfits for inspiration again, for both women and men. There isn't really any rhyme or reason to when I do ladies or when I do men. It's more just if I find something that I think is cool that I want to share, I'll share it.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of how I exist on the platform right now and on Instagram too.
But I'm curious how you start the growth. And even like Sally, I want you to chime in too. Because obviously like you have a certain amount of followers. Same with you, Becca. Like, how do you start that? Like,
Sure.
Do you just all of a sudden like, I don't know, start tagging stuff, or like where does that following come from?
Yeah. So the origination of my page is kind of funny. I had wanted at the very, very start of this to potentially like be able to have informationals with stylists or something like that. So I started posting on a private styling page for fun. And then I started sending emails to people once I felt like I had enough on there.
Was it like a Stitch Fit? What was the name of the company?
Oh no, sorry. It's just on my Instagram.
Oh,
I just had like a
I
private
got you,
Instagram page of posts. And then when I started actually like, sending out these emails to people, I had to make it public. And when I did, one of my best friends found my page somehow on his For You page and was like, Becca, what the heck? What is this? Like, what are you doing? And if you're doing it, like, why aren't you doing it? Like, if you like doing it, just do it. Because at the time, I didn't really think that that's what I was going to do. But so from there, I don't know. I mean, I think for me, my like motivation behind, or not motivation, but my guiding thing during this all is just to like put blinders on and not really care. So like, I don't really care about who, I care about who's seeing my posts and if it resonates and things like that. But I don't really care about how many people are seeing it so long as it's good. And I believe that, like the things that I'm posting are like solid and quality and that I like when I'm posting. But I don't care so much about like, if brands are like, hey, can we collaborate or things? Not yet. I think it's more important to like curate and develop my style, if that makes sense. And we'll see if that works, but hopefully it resonates. Yeah.
I heard
similar to you, Sally, or what do you think?
Forget me. I heard that you have a few different like options in working with your clients and styling people, where you come up with something by yourself, you come up with something with given inspiration, or you see something that they're already showcasing and use your tools to elevate it. Which do you tend to use more often, or is it all circumstantial? Do each of these clients present different packages in which you have to sort of mold around?
Yeah, I think that the last one is right. I think what I've liked so far about my content has been that I want to make sure that it is accessible to people. So I think my posts are good for that reason. And then if people have like specific questions, they can DM me, or if someone wants something that's more specific and catered to what they're doing, then they can also DM me and I can help them and put together looks for them and kind of curate around either new pieces or things that they already have in their wardrobe. So I think, circumstantial.
Which, by the way, is the way you utilize TikTok as a tool in your life and in your career is so different than how I use it, which is like, when I first started posting, I just made a commitment to myself personally. Like, my music career is dying down. I need to figure out something consistent to like keep myself sane, focused, and creative. And I decided to just like create this storyline of me, Sally, this ethereal character. And at first it was like this, like me and Dave wanted to do an alien abduction at one point. We had $1 million set. It was crazy. But eventually, I think because of how I started it, I ended up getting a little burnt out because I put too much of myself into it to entertain. And by the end of it, it was just like this empty vessel content that like, if I hit a good punchline, it got a few views, but I wish I would have gone into it the way that you did, with more of an intention or more of a outward projection, like a big lesson at the end of the whole, because I wanted to post every day for 1 year. That was my commitment, by the way. Now I don't post fucking at all, barely. Sorry, guys. But I as you're describing what you do, I'm thinking to myself, could I have done that? No, because at first, like now knowing him and being exposed to this entire industry, I know a little bit more about styling people, but I only know about me. So it's cool being connected with people like you who have that eye to create something physical, similar to how I always relate it to how I make a song from start to finish. You have that idea, you execute it, and then you present it. It's really cool and admirable. I like it.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I think the core values of like being a stylist, especially if you like hear what Becca's saying, like you want to be behind the camera, right? You don't want to be in front of the camera,
right?
Although we're in front of the camera now,
yeah.
And even like on TikTok and all that kind of stuff. But we're here to like help build up a person. So like I always get kind of thrown into like a costumer, and like it's such a different, like, I get asked if I'm on the set of so and so or whoever. Like not at all, because that's a costumer's job. They're building a character,
right? Like
we're building an actual person, a human being. So like some of these actors who you see as these other characters, they themselves want to be dressed as a certain way. So like I'm obviously catered towards that, and I feel like you're catered towards the person who's looking for help, right?
Yeah.
So like you're in a sense we're doing the same thing, where it's like we just want to build these people up and make them feel good,
right?
On a daily basis.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's really cool about fashion. And like I know obviously there's two sides to every coin, but I think that clothes themselves can be like an armor for people, where 100%. They feel like where it can transform how they feel about themselves and how they carry themselves, and you know how they enter a room. It not to make it materialistic, but it can really make a difference. And 100%. I think it's so important to respect that. And I think it's something maybe you can resonate with, which is having a respect for people when you are talking to them with your clients, and making sure that they feel comfortable with what they're wearing and feel like they're, you know, you're listening to them and hearing them, versus just like throwing clothes on them and being like, oh, you got to wear that.
100%. Well, because you're trusted with helping dress people. Like everyone wears clothes, right? So it comes down to just being collaborative. Because if you're just telling people what to wear, there's no process. It's you just, you know, basically doing what you want to do, and you know they're not being heard. So like I think the biggest thing is working with people that want to be heard. So like being collaborative and a part of the whole process, and making that all happen.
Yeah.
I want to make the point really quick, because I'm like thinking about how much more impressive her work is than yours. Because
no.
I'm thinking
no,
of this.
It really is though. It really is. Honestly.
All right, hear me out, because I'm going to try really hard to explain this, and I don't think I have the mental capacity to keep this train of thought.
You've already disrespected me, so it's fine.
Okay.
Bring Pluto back.
Becca is creating things for a much wider lens and a much wider market. Even though she's on her phone, which is a much smaller lens, there's a vaster group of people paying attention than the small lens that your fucking outfits get seen through. And like people don't flock to the red carpets as much as people flock to TikTok on their phone.
So true.
And the amount of trust that, I mean, like individually your clients have to trust you, but like everybody has to trust Becca, which is, there's a lot of pressure on that.
Well, I think that is true, but I also think that having the platform that you do with the clients that you have is also really important. And I think that is in some ways even a bigger platform, because even though it's one person, every eyeball is on them and what they're wearing. And if you dress them a certain way and it's different than how they normally dress, and it's different than how they carry themselves, that breaks the internet. Now suddenly everyone wants to dress like that.
So we're basically influencers, guys.
Yeah.
Jesus
no, you
Christ.
really
we're like meta influencers or something. Whatever, dude.
I'm an influencer, guys.
Okay,
you get
your pictures taken on cameras, whatever.
I mean, but going off of that, do you feel like your friends have treated you different? Like, not like want to hang out, whatever.
Right.
But are they reaching out to you and be like, hey, I'm thinking about buying this top, or I'm thinking about buying so-and-so. Like, are they asking you more fashion-forward questions rather than like what like they used to ask you?
Yeah, actually, which is kind of nice. I feel like, I don't know, to me it's like cool to see even people that maybe I don't like talk to every single day reach out and be like, hey, I hope this isn't weird, but I'm going to XYZ event and I could maybe use some help. Do you mind?
That's sick.
And I don't know. It's like when you see someone on the street and they're approaching a dog, and like you don't know what their personality or vibe is, but then suddenly like this big burly man turns into the nicest person ever. Like, oh my god, it's nice to like. Not to equate friends with that example, but sorry guys.
My friends are like dogs.
No, I don't mean it like that at all. I just mean, it's nice to see that like it's kind of like levels the playing field with everyone. Really like you said, everyone wears clothes and everyone, wants to feel good.
And I have some like friends who are like, trying to be uber masculine. And it's always funny to me to get questions like, hey, I'm going to a wedding. Can I wear this with this? And it's like, no, like you cannot. So like, thank you for asking me. Let's rock this with this. And what's funny about it too is like half of them are like married or have a partner. So it's like, who are they trying to impress here? And like, I'll always then go towards, okay, so-and-so's wife or girlfriend loves this kind of thing. So like, let's try and like cater towards that. Like who are they trying to impress really? So yeah, it's always funny getting questions from guys where it's like, the most basic of things, but we're here to help in any way possible. And like I would ask them for whatever they do career wise for help, but but I don't know. Clothing is always like a weird question between guys for whatever reason.
Well, look at you and Sally. Like you just offered cowboy boots, right? New cowboy boots, and you've got a new jacket or shacket. So yeah, it's everything.
We've gone astray from the conversation, which is Becca.
So sorry.
What's your most rewarding moment so far in your TikTok career?
Gosh, I don't know if I can pinpoint it. I feel like every day has been something that, like every day I feel like I'm doing something new, if that makes sense. Like I wake up every day, I'm excited to just like try and see how it goes. And so I don't know if I have like a particular moment right now. I think it's really special that people are starting to trust me, to reach out to me, and I'm growing a client base, and I think that is really cool to me.
Yeah.
But a particular moment, I don't know if I have that yet. Hopefully I will soon.
Have you heard of friend of the show, Parker York Smith online?
No.
Oh,
check him out.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
He is.
What's up, Parker?
What's up, Parker?
Hi,
Love
Parker.
you, dude. He's doing a very interactive bit where at first he was taking styling suggestions from his audience. Then he sort of went more lifestyle into introducing and teaching his audience. Now he's doing audience requests with like themed outfits,
which I'm not a fan of. But go ahead.
It's
because he
cool.
has such good style. But like, it's like, dude, just do your thing.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot. It's interesting, but I do like the intimate Parker. Parker, I hope you take this feedback
Go ahead,
with a grain of salt. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Thank you for coming on our show. We'll have you back anytime.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
I'm so sorry for interrupting you. That's my fault.
I was just saying you should check him out. However, my question for you now is going back to a prior conversation. Being that your content is educational and interactive in a way, do you find that you have a consistent engagement, or does it sort of come and go as trends go, or whatever bits you're doing in your posts?
Sure. It's a good question. It's one that I haven't necessarily challenged myself to think about quite yet. I think that as long as I trust that what I'm posting is good and sharing and styling for clients is hopefully good, or is good,
Keep that mindset because you'll get jaded. Really, don't become like me. I am an old bitch when it comes to TikTok.
I get it. I don't want to sound too idealistic. I get that there's like that mindset around your followers and how people are like interacting with your page. I guess for me, like I decided at the beginning of the year the same thing. Like blinders on. I do not care, and not that I don't care about what I'm posting, but just that like I just want to make sure I'm doing good work. And so I haven't necessarily seen it like ebb and flow so much yet, but I'm going to keep their not jadedness for now, I guess.
Please do.
It's going to be my fuel.
But with that, this is kind of a serious question, but like in terms of like making a living off of this, like budget wise, money wise, are you charging people? Are you expensive? How are we making money off of this?
Yeah. So for right now, I do have a fee.
Great for
you. It is
$1 million a look.
Yeah. No. No. I think that for me right now, it's really important to be accessible to people. So I do charge like a set fee per like look.
Very good.
And
please DM her for more information.
Yeah.
Because I was worried about that. I was like, man, I hope there's a living made off of this and all that. Because obviously you have a good head on your shoulders with all that. But great.
And there's like affiliate links too that I have. So I have like an online shop that people can shop.
Oh, cool.
That's every single post that I ever do on Instagram and TikTok is like linked with links so that you can shop it. There's at no additional fee or cost to anyone. It's just like you said, for me to make a living.
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
So
love that.
Okay, so now I want to go back to a question that didn't work, but rephrase it to what's your favorite thing that you've done with one of your clients so far?
I mean, I guess we were talking about this a little bit before.
Yeah. You were just in New York, right?
I was in New York, this past weekend. And I was there mainly visiting friends, but I do have a friend that's getting married next summer. And I'm her maid of honor, but she also has asked that I help as much as she wants with styling.
Is it because you've launched this career, or has she always like known this was your interest and all that?
She definitely has been one of my biggest supporters for sure.
Awesome.
And so I think that the help would have come naturally, but I also think that now that I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm gaining experience, by the time she's ready, I'll be ready. But we did go dress shopping, like just a little, just to see what she liked. Nothing with any high stakes or anything. And now I'm just forgetting your question completely. I'm just telling you a story.
What was your favorite work with clients?
Yeah, I think that was a really special moment to kind of put my best friend cap on, but also put a styling cap on, which is like to start asking like really pointed questions. Like, what do you like about this dress? What don't you like? Like, even though you're not digging this silhouette, like, do you like the fabric? Or, things like that, and start like becoming more sophisticated in that regard. I don't know. I felt something flip in me where I was like, oh, wow, I love this. Like, this is so much fun.
It's because there's so much room for like, you're excited to learn about what you're doing because you're so comfortable, and your client, your best friend, is so excited to like get this part of you out and learn that about you. I actually styled one of my friends for some like small movie red carpet thing, and we had the same experience where we were like, this is so cool. I don't know this about you, and you don't know this about me. I agree. It's a really rewarding, and it was one of my favorite experiences with fashion.
And it's a totally like different experience too, where like the person, but you don't always know exactly what they like, and when it comes to like what they feel good in and things like that, and you totally like learn something new about your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find the dress?
No.
Okay.
No. And Kevin, if you're listening, no, we did not.
To be continued.
Yeah. Can you imagine like wedding dress shopping? Like, men have it so easy in terms of like you're just looking for a tuxedo or a suit. It's like it's so easy because it's whatever you want to wear. But women, like the one wedding dress, and you're wearing it for maybe an hour, or like depending on what you're doing the whole night.
But it's your belle of the ball moment.
Yeah, there's a world, a universe of meaning behind it. So that amount of pressure, forget about it. I couldn't fucking do that.
I know, right? Well, kudos to you. Like, continue helping them. All right, so do you have to go back out to New York to help with the next steps of finding?
Yes. We're gonna do more try-ons. This was the first round just to like see what she liked. No high stakes.
Also, timing is crazy because they have to do it like a year or 9 months in advance. It's like the tailoring on it's nuts. Yeah.
So speaking of styling and shopping and things like that, on the internet, on TikTok and Instagram, what is it that you consume? Because I know for me, I avoided fashion boys at all costs. So are you consuming fashion girlies and learning things and learning techniques and strategies and trends, or are you on a completely different side of TikTok?
I think like mainly it's the first option of the two, though I do get the occasional like, I don't know, random TikTok video that I enjoy. But I think, at least for me and probably for you too, for both of you guys, I think it's important to kind of like see what people are doing, what people are wearing, what people are responding to, and kind of like take inspiration from that. I don't know. So mainly my TikTok consumption is just like seeing what other people are doing, what they're wearing, where they're going, and how. So that's mainly my consumption.
Do you get bored of it? Is it like overwhelming in any way?
No.
Not your own work.
Yeah. No, I understand. No, I mean, I guess like, at the end of the night, it's like, okay, time to put the phone away.
Yeah,
no more TikTok.
Well, yeah,
but
you're on your phone constantly, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I do think it's like important as part of at least what I view as my job is like keeping my hand on the pulse of like what people are wearing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten tired of it. I think like what's cool about fashion and what I really like about it is that like every day it's something new. And like every day is a new opportunity to like create something different. And so like even when you think that like the style is like, okay, no more skinny jeans forever, and like I kind of hope that skinny jeans are coming back.
They're coming back. But I promise you they're coming back. Yeah.
But I don't know where that thread was going, but I think it's really important to like to see what people are responding to and
find a balance at the same time.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, with that being said, though, in terms of influences, so we're going to go through looks here in a second. Do you have, obviously you can, you're paying attention to what people are doing on TikTok and all that stuff. But if there was like a style icon or like someone celebrity-wise or model-wise, anyone that you kind of pay attention to more than others, is there someone that like you seek for influence at all?
And then at the end of the show, I'm going to ask your favorite TikTokers. But
okay.
Do this first.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not to be corny, I think first and foremost, my like biggest inspiration is my mom. Like, I always.
I meant to say like people in your life too. So thank you for saying your mother.
Well,
that's amazing.
I figured that was like my gut reaction because
Great.
Truly, like, anytime I'm like thinking about something or like thinking like, oh, does this look cool? I'm always like, hey. Call her up and ask her.
I love that.
Or stealing things from her closet. But in terms of like pop culture, I really like. I know I'm reading a book about Carolyn Bessette Kennedy right now, and I know like she's a very particular look, but I just think it talks about clothing as armor for her in the limelight with JFK Jr. And I think like I didn't have that understanding of her style before reading this book, which is the power of clothing being like her barrier between her private life and paparazzi. And so for me, I think that that's like a new perspective on fashion that I'm learning from her. But like currently, I really dig like
damn good answer.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can keep going.
Currently,
I'd love to know who currently you have to compare to that. Yeah.
Short answer of that, I really like Hailey Bieber.
Fuck
I think she's so cool. And like Gigi Hadid, I think her fashion is amazing. Every time she steps out with Bradley Cooper, fantabulous. Yeah. So those are like my top people.
Nope, well said. Yeah. Good.
Let's move on to the looks, shall we? I'm very interested in getting your perspective.
Yeah, so obviously it's a menswear podcast, so we're going to bring it back to the guys. First and foremost, again, one of our staples here is Austin Butler. So this is I'm not sure on the premiere look, but we're going to go ahead and just dissect this whole thing. Again, so it's almost like a black suit, but it's got a belt on it, no shirt. He's doing the whole no shirt with the suit situation, which I don't know how you feel about that. Baggy trousers and then some black boots. What do you think about
Here's the right question, not what do you think.
Yeah.
With your methods and what you do on TikTok, what would you what's your opinion? What would you change? What do you approve of?
Sure. I mean, my first thought, and this is nothing against Austin Butler, I love him. I think he's super talented. I do think that this outfit gives a little bit of Elvis vibes to me. I like it, and I think that
You're right, it's the wrong red carpet.
It's the wrong red carpet, and I just think that like I don't know, maybe there should be more color or something, or a different like cut in the pant, because there's like a slight flare at the bottom. I don't know. I did read, because I remember when this picture came out,
Sorry.
Come here. Shh. Okay, thank you, Pluto. Pluto's our guard dog. We have some rowdy neighbors, so yeah.
Go ahead, keep talking.
You're fine. You're fine.
No, it's good. It's safety first, so we know who's here.
Thank you, Pluto. Thank you. You can go ahead.
Okay. I had read that Kaya Gerber actually styled this outfit.
No way.
Which is like kind of cool.
Yeah,
that she picked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like this look.
Yeah. It's,
I don't 100% love it. I might, I don't know, bring in more color. I don't know if I absolutely love the shirtless look for this, especially because it looks like it's for like a kind of like biker kind of something. I see motorcycles in the background. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this?
Well, I was hoping at some point in this press tour he would come off rocking like jeans and a leather jacket and a t-shirt. It's like kind of like costumey and charactery, but I feel like that's probably what he does on a day-to-day basis. So like come rocking that kind of thing. I think this is fine. I there's nothing crazy about it, but what do you think about it, Sally?
I think the proportions are all off. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like the pants, I think, should have been a little higher for what he's trying to do. But I don't know what the fuck. I'm distracted by this dog.
Oh, you're fine, dude. I think the belt. I also think the belt is distracting. I'm not a big fan of this one. He's done better in previous things.
Yeah. Sorry, Austin. Is the movie even good?
It's got.
I'm so committed to Sons of Anarchy. I don't want to see another motorcycle show ever again.
Look at the actors in it. Tom Hardy's not going to do anything stupid. So it's up to you, however you want to take that.
Good.
So we have two Chris Pine looks here.
That's
Chris
not Tom
Pine,
Hardy.
the man,
that's so fucking funny.
The man of many faces. Do you think
I don't know anybody.
The man of many faces. He's got beards. He's got long hair. He's got very thick eyebrows. So this is he was in Paris for the Ralph Lauren show.
Are they thick or are they just darker than?
See, one's thick, one's darker than the other, isn't it? I mean, that could be.
Well, okay. I'm wearing my.
Do you think he's dyeing eyebrows?
Yeah, he's dyeing his eyebrows because I think there's a little bit of too much gray coming in. You can see that, like at his part on the picture on the right.
In the hair.
There's a little bit of gray. When I dye my eyebrows,
don't do it. Don't.
I don't. First of all, I don't have to. Please, I'm 18 years old. Ooh, go ahead. Sorry, I just got really distracted.
No, you're fine. No, I like the grooming aspect of things, but I do think the eyebrow thing is kind of funky. No, I like the grooming talk of it.
Okay.
He's always had funky grooming. He's always been styled well. I like both these looks, and this is also a good like tutorial of like how to wear a suit and break it up if you want to wear like a jacket. So this obviously isn't the same jacket. So what he's wearing in both these looks, for those listening, is. One look is a full suit look, double-breasted, almost like a linen brown situation with a
very 70s.
Yeah, and brown tie and white shirt. And on the other look, it's a pair of white pants with the white shirt, and then almost like an ascot-y scarf situation, which I don't mind. I mean, you're going to a fashion show, like let's fashion up a little bit. I think it's the same shoes, some brown loafers and all that. So again, almost like a recycle situation, and sometimes. If you're packing someone for a trip like this and like he might have a size like 11 or 12 shoe that take up a lot of space in a luggage, pack the same shoe. Like that again, that helps. And same with the suit situation. One look is different than the other, but same color aspect. I love both these looks. I think they're very well. I would have done without the belt in the full suit with the tie look, and he's got a little pocket square in there. But I think both of these are great and well done. Any thoughts on your end?
I think for me, I agree. I do like both looks, and I also agree with you, Sally, about the left-handed look with the double-breasted blazer and the belt with the tie. I like this look. I think it does kind of give, to your point again, like an old Hollywood kind of feeling to it, which I think in a particular setting is very cool and distinct. And I think Chris Pine is known for kind of his like very distinct style. So it's very him. That being said, I do think it is like very specific for like a specific event. And the right-sided look where it's more all white with the blazer and the kind of ascot, like looks maybe like a silk scarf. I think it looks like he can breathe. The other one is a little bit tighter and it looks a little bit more like stiff versus the other one is very light and breezy. And this is a summer event.
Yeah, I feel like one of them is good for like a rehearsal dinner and then one of them is good for the wedding. And like it's up to you depending on like the casualness or formalness of a wedding,
right?
Going vice versa, right?
Interestingly enough, that's the point I wanted to make. This is Chris fucking Pine, and he looks like such a normal dude. In this. First of all, I disagree. I love the belt with the suit because it leans into that 70s look because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing back then, and their pants were too big.
But that being said, don't you think it's cleaner on the other side where there's no belt breaking up the white?
At the same time, he looks cleaner. I agree with everything that we've said, but I just wanted to make the point. He looks so normal looking, other than the eyebrows.
I think actually because his stylist is Wendy and Nicole, right?
It is Wendy and Nicole.
And I remember listening to a podcast with them, I think on Who What Wear, maybe.
Okay.
And they were talking about how they're not big fans of belts with pants. They always think that.
Trust me, I'm right there.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
I'm anti belt with suit.
Are you in the camp though that no belt because pants just should be properly tailored? Okay.
Especially celebrity wise, like you're paying a lot of money for these suits to be tailored to perfection.
Right.
So a belt only gets in the way of that.
But maybe with the left look, it is trying to capture the essence of that time period. Maybe the belt does fit that time period, like to your point.
Especially for where he is.
Yeah.
And you can tell like
kind of makes sense.
Like the pants are a little bit like bigger and like a little more like straight leg than the other one. So yeah. All right. Winnie and Nicole. Yeah. Shout out Winnie and Nicole.
Yeah.
Well, enough with the looks.
Yes. I think that was
Here's
great.
the more enough with the looks. Here's the important question. Who are your top 3 favorite TikTokers right now?
Gosh. Okay.
Sleazy Salamander.
Yeah. Sleazy Salamander, Slime City Angels. Though, right? Is that
we don't have a TikTok.
That's your Instagram. I'm just shouting you guys out now.
Thank you.
Styled by Becca.
By Becca Singer.
By Becca Singer.
Don't forget the last name.
Is it styled by Becca Singer?
Yeah. Okay. Styled by Becca Singer.
Okay.
So no, my top 3. I really enjoy a girl named Styled Sarah. I think her name is Sarah Walker. I think she's really talented. I think she does more like PR or something in like behind the scenes of like fashion industry, but her style is always just so cool. I also from like someone that I kind of like respect, who's doing kind of something similar to what I'm doing is Coco Schiffer. I think she's cool. Different kind of like style vibe than me, but I like her vibe. And I love Lucy Williams. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but she, I think, is based in London and has really cool, distinct style. Also, like interior design. She has her own page for that too, and she's just really cool.
Ooh, I can't wait to dig into these 3.
Yeah. We'll look at all of them.
Any last questions?
Gosh, no.
I feel like I have been opened up to a brand new world on TikTok, and I think I'm gonna start. Next year, I'm not going to do it now. I'm way too burnt out. Next year, I'm going to start doing what you're doing.
Well, I like
I
think we're cut from the same cloth in terms of like where you were at, like mindset wise with it all. Are you, where do you see yourself like 5-10 years from now? Like where's the business going to go?
Yeah. My hope is just to continue down this path. I really love styling clients and I love meeting new people. So I hope to continue doing that.
Do you care about celebrity-wise at all, or like you want like normal people?
I'm open to both. Okay. I definitely have an interest in celebrity fashion also, but I know as I grow, if I end up doing more like celebrity and influencer styling, I'm open to that. Would love to do that, but I also want to maintain having clients from all over. I think it's important to keep it balanced as best as I can.
Agreed.
Anything that you are interested in plugging?
Yeah.
Something that you're excited that you're engaging in or working on?
just my page.
Let's go.
Check me out. Yeah. If you're looking for me online, or if you need styling help and you want to reach out, I'm always on my phone and accessible in DM at Styled by Becca Singer on Instagram and TikTok. So reach out to me.
We'll have you back at some point for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
This is, although we talked about more like womanly things, but manly things. This is manly things.
Do you want to say sort of?
Sorry?
Say sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was good.